to be here today and to be joined by all of you to celebrate the adoption of Cleveland Moves, our 5-year multimodal transportation plan. Many of you who are here have been with us through this journey, not only during the last year of this planning process, but in the many years preceding it that have built up to this moment. Cleveland's most recent Bikeway Master Plan prior to today, as we adopted Cleveland Moves, was from 2007 with our last citywide comprehensive plan. Following on that, our Office of Sustainability, the Mayor's Office of Sustainability, did some serious work with capital projects in 2014 to align those recommendations with the city's capital improvement plan and ongoing roadway investments. And since then, we have continued to opportunistically install bike lanes, study safety needs through the Vision Zero action plan, and make incremental improvements to our streets. However, we know that a comprehensive update of multimodal recommendations and bikeway connections throughout the city has been a key need for some time. And we're so thrilled to be here celebrating, reaching, and fulfilling that need, and talking with you about what that means for us over the next 3 to 5 years as we move forward strategically and intentionally with implementing the plan recommendations. The Cleveland Moves 5-year multimodal plan includes many recommendations, both systemic and targeted at the bikeway network. We're thrilled to announce that it's a 250-mile vision network for Cleveland of bikeways across the city that extend that network to access for all of Cleveland residents, with a really focused commitment over the next 3 years on 50 miles of high comfort, all ages and abilities bikeways across the city. I am very proud to introduce my colleague Sarah Davis, who has been the project manager for this plan and has shepherded it over the last year, to share additional details of plan recommendations with you.
Thank you, Callie. Good morning, everyone. I'm so excited to be here today and to adopt Cleveland Moves and to reach this big moment in our work. I want to speak a little bit about the honor I've had of speaking with so many Clevelanders over the past year. So many people have shared their vision and their passion and their excitement about change on Cleveland streets. And at the same time, so many people have shared really heartbreaking stories of how they've been impacted by traffic violence and dangerous driving around the city as well. This plan includes 2 types of recommendations for infrastructure, one of which is systemic safety recommendations that focuses on things like signal timing changes and crosswalk upgrades. It also includes a bikeway network that Callie mentioned, and it really focuses on high comfort bikeways. That's a bikeway that most people feel comfortable riding on. A lot of that will look like some of the trail projects that are already ongoing, but also neighborhood greenways, which are low volume, traffic calmed neighborhood streets that are just really nice to ride on, and also separated bike lanes, which are physically separated from traffic. We really want to focus on quick build infrastructure, and this plan commits us to doing that, as opposed to every project being a full reconstruction of the street. It really emphasizes using the curb-to-curb space that already exists, removing the markings, adding new markings, and adding physical separation to that bikeway so we can do more, we can create a connected network, we can do it faster, and if we need to make adjustments, we are able to do that. In some places, we can already upgrade our existing bike lanes. They've been built wide enough that we can add separation, and in other places, we'll have to restripe the street to do so. But across the city, we'll be making these changes, and we're excited to have your partnership and collaboration in doing so. We're so excited to get to work. I'll pass it back to Callie. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you, Sarah, and thanks for your leadership throughout this process. I also want to extend appreciation to the many partners and collaborators that have gotten us to this point. Most importantly, the residents who have pushed us, who have engaged with us, who have informed this plan, the community organizers, many of whom are here today, Community Development Corporation staff, city leaders and colleagues across the city of Cleveland, our consultant team led by Tool Design, the City Thread team, which gave us technical assistance and pushed us to that bold 50-mile in 3-year goal, and connected us with peer cities to learn from and to build on successes and their experience. We also have benefited from funders, including the Cleveland Foundation, in supporting this, as well as the advocacy of Bike Cleveland all along the way. A couple of additional pieces that go along with the adoption of this plan include the city's membership with the National Association for City Transportation Officials, or NACTO. As of this spring, we will be joining the ranks of hundreds of cities across the nation who are working to advance multimodal, safe transportation in our cities, again, as a peer network to learn from, to share information, and to continue to build successful transportation for our residents. We also have some opportunities to join us in this work, so please keep an eye on the City of Cleveland job openings. We have a couple of engineering positions open right now who will be working directly on Cleveland Moves implementation, as well as some coming up. So please keep an eye on internship opportunities and other things like that. Feel free to reach out to us directly if you're interested in joining the team to help with this exciting work. And finally, none of this is possible without visionary leadership and consistent direction and questioning from the top. So I would like to both thank our mayor, Justin Bibb, as well as introduce him to you. You know, from the time that he was running for office and running to be mayor to coming into this building, he has held us as leaders and staff accountable for these types of changes, for showing progress, and for pushing beyond what the status quo is to deliver safe results for residents. So Mayor, thank you for making today possible, for setting that tone. And now it's your floor to take over.
Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you. Let's give our brand new planning director another big round of applause if we can. Callie joined the planning department from being the city's first ever senior advisor in the mayor's office focused on transit and mobility. And the reason why we wanted to have a senior level executive at the top of our administration to address street safety and to make sure we had a strong, bold vision for multimodal transit was because when we're out in neighborhoods talking to residents and talking to businesses, one of the biggest complaints we get is that our streets aren't safe. Aren't safe for young kids who want to ride their bike to a local park or ride their bike to school. Aren't safe for residents, especially our senior citizens who want to just enjoy a nice spring or summer evening on their front porch. And I think all of us in this room recognize, especially you, Jacob, that when we took office nearly 3 years ago, we were woefully behind our peer cities across the state and really across the country in terms of that bold vision around multimodal transit and mobility. But in just 3 years, I think this administration, with the amazing partnership of grassroots organizations and residents and neighbors, we've done a lot of work in a short amount of time to build a stronger foundation for our city's future. From the fact that last year we installed over 100 speed tables across the city, to the fact that we worked with City Council to pass a very hard and tough and thoughtful, complete and green streets ordinance, to the fact that we now have a transit-oriented development policy in our city that's going to encourage more TOD development in our city. All those things speaks to the strong foundation we've laid. But today's announcement gives us a strong vision for the next 5 years to get the job done as quickly as we possibly can. So let's give all of our stakeholders another big round of applause if we can for all the great progress that we made. And now I have the distinct pleasure to introduce someone who is always holding me accountable and our cabinet accountable, Jacob from Bike Cleveland. Jacob.
Good afternoon. As the mayor said, my name is Jacob Van Sickle. I'm executive director at Bike Cleveland. We're a membership-based organization representing over 2,000 members, all working with one goal: making Cleveland streets safe and accessible for everyone, whether they're biking, walking, or utilizing public transit. I want to start by thanking Mayor Bibb, thanking Cleveland City Council and the city's mobility team for supporting and advancing this work. Today's a major step forward for Cleveland. The adoption of Cleveland Moves affirms that we as a community are prioritizing safety, connectivity, and equity in how people move around our city. We appreciate the city's leadership in ensuring that community voices really help shape this plan. We know Clevelanders want these improvements. Recent polling conducted by Baldwin Wallace Community Research Institute found that 70% of Cleveland residents support greater investment in safe streets and protected bike lanes and better access to public transit. And that's the vision this plan helps put forward. And the need for action is urgent. In 2024 alone, 336 people were involved in crashes that resulted in serious injury and deaths on Cleveland streets. Every one of those people represents a life forever changed. Rapid implementation of Cleveland Moves will be key to making sure our streets are safe for everyone, no matter how they travel. Investing in safer streets isn't just the right thing to do, it's also smart economics. Cities that prioritizing biking and walking and accessing public transit have stronger local economies and increased business activities. Studies show that bike-friendly streets attract more customers to local businesses and reduce transportation costs for residents, allowing more money to be put back into neighborhoods. And of course, the health and environmental benefits are undeniable. Safe, connected infrastructure encourages active lifestyles, reduces traffic congestions, and cuts harmful emissions from the air, leading to cleaner air and a healthier community. We're excited to support the city's goal of implementing 50+ miles of pedestrian and bicycle infrastructure by 2027, and prioritizing safety for those walking and accessing transit as well. This plan is a bold step to safer, more vibrant, and more connected Cleveland. At Bike Cleveland, we believe that safe streets are a right and not a privilege. We look forward to working with the city and the community to bring this vision to life. Next, I'd like to introduce one of our partners from CityThread, Zoe Circus.
Thanks, Jacob. Again, my name is Zoe Kirkus with CityThread. We're a national nonprofit organization, and we're really delighted to be working with the city on the Cleveland Moves plan. But we know that the city cannot do this alone, and so that's why I'm delighted to announce the launch of the Cleveland Streets Coalition. This is a growing network of residents, businesses, community-based organizations, CDCs, anchor institutions, and others that are helping to support the city as they develop more people-friendly streets that work for everyone, no matter how you move. The goals of the Cleveland Streets Coalition are exactly that, to back the city as they're being bold and progressive and ambitious in naming the Cleveland Moves plan as a whole and the 50+ miles of bike infrastructure that will be implemented over the next 3 years. So the Cleveland Streets Coalition, which I encourage you to check out and join, will work with but not for the city to create safer and more accessible streets and advocate for more mobility options for everyone in Cleveland. We're honored to support Cleveland as they move forward with this ambitious goal, and we look forward to working closely with both them and local partners in all parts of Cleveland to make the Cleveland Moves plan a reality. And I just want to introduce Jimmy Gilman from BIRD, which has been a founding funder and partner on the Cleveland Streets Coalition.
Thank you, Zoe. Again, my name is Jimmy Gilman, here with BIRD. First of all, I want to thank the mayor and thank our partners at the city for their continued support for multimodal transportation options and supporting infrastructure here in the city of Cleveland. Through that support, Cleveland is truly becoming a living example of BIRD's vision for the future, where mobility is truly benefiting everyone in the community. As part of building out that vision, we at BIRD are proud to provide financial and partnership support for the Cleveland Streets Coalition. We realize that the micromobility users we serve represent the diversity of Cleveland's population, and we greatly value the coalition's approach to bringing together a broad spectrum of residents, nonprofits, local businesses, corporate partners, and others to achieve commitments such as building out 50+ miles of high comfort bikeways in the next 3 years. We at Bird are extremely excited to be an essential piece of this transportation network, and we look forward to continuing to support the Coalition's work to facilitate a broad range of mobility options here in the City of Cleveland. Thank you so much. And with that, I'll pass back to Callie to close this out.
Thank you all again for joining us here today. Several of us are available to talk in more detail if you would like to after this formal program. And we hope to be and look forward to talking with you in much more detail as we move forward through the next 5 years on individual project details and what this implementation looks like as it becomes tangible out on our streets. So thank you for being here today. We appreciate your support and involvement, and we'll be in touch.